Welcome! Today we're exploring the 12 essential principles of multimedia design that will transform your content. From presentations to videos and educational materials, these guidelines are key to creating clear and engaging resources. Stick around to learn how to apply these principles and enhance your multimedia projects. Let's dive in. These principles are organized into three powerful categories: reducing extraneous processing, managing essential processing, and fostering generative processing. These principles are all about optimizing how we present information to boost learning. We'll dive into each category, uncover the principles, and give you practical do's and don'ts to elevate your multimedia content. Let's get started! Principles for reducing extraneous processing. Our first category focuses on reducing unnecessary information to help learners concentrate on what's important. The coherence principle advises us to keep our content focused and free from irrelevant distractions. When designing, it's crucial to include only essential images and text that directly support the learning objectives. Avoid cluttering your content with unnecessary details, background music, or sound effects that don't contribute to the message. This helps ensure the learners stay focused on what truly matters. The signaling principle emphasizes the importance of guiding learners' attention to the key elements of your content. You can achieve this by using visual cues like arrows, bold text, or highlights that direct attention to important information. However, be mindful not to overload your design with too many signals, as this can be overwhelming. Ensure the cues are clear and easy to notice, making the learning process smoother. According to the redundancy principle, combining graphics with narration is more effective than adding on screen text. When designing your content, pair visuals with spoken words to enhance understanding. It's best to avoid including text that repeats what is being narrated, as this can create unnecessary redundancy and clutter the slide. Keep the focus on the visuals and narration for a more streamlined learning experience. The spatial contiguity principle suggests that placing related words and images close to each other on the screen helps learners make connections more easily. Position your text near the corresponding image to create a seamless link between them. Avoid separating the text and visuals across different areas of the slide, as this can lead to a disjointed understanding and make it harder for learners to grasp the information. With the temporal contiguity principle, presenting words and pictures simultaneously rather than successively helps learners process information more effectively. Make sure that your narration and visuals are synchronized so they reinforce each other in real time. Avoid presenting text before or after the relevant image, as delays can disrupt the learning flow and make it harder for learners to connect the concepts. Next, we'll explore how to manage essential processing by organizing content so it's easier to understand and retain. The segmenting principle recommends breaking down complex information into smaller, more manageable segments. This allows learners to absorb the material at their own pace, making learning process less overwhelming. Present your content in bite-sized chunks and avoid the temptation to present everything all at once. Overloading learners with too much information can hinder their ability to retain what they've learned. The pre-training principle is all about preparing learners by introducing key concepts before diving into more complex content. Start by defining important terms and concepts early in the lesson, so learners have a foundation to build on. This helps them make sense of the more detailed information that follows. Avoid assuming that learners already know these key concepts, as skipping this step can leave them feeling lost. The modality principle suggests that learners benefit more from graphics paired with narration rather than on screen text. When designing multimedia content, use visuals to illustrate your points, accompanied by spoken explanations. This combination helps learners process this information more effectively. Avoid relying solely on text to convey important information, as it can limit the impact of your content and reduce engagement. Lastly, we'll explore principles that encourage deeper engagement with the material, helping learners to generate new knowledge and insights. The multimedia principle supports the use of both words and pictures to enhance learning. By combining text with relevant images, you create a richer learning experience that helps learners understand and retain information better. Avoid relying solely on text to explain complex ideas, as this can make the content dry and difficult to grasp. Instead, use visuals that complement and reinforce the written content. The personalization principle highlights the importance of using a conversational tone to make learning more relatable and engaging. Addressing learners directly and using a friendly, informal tone can create a more comfortable and engaging learning environment. Avoid using overly formal or technical language, as it can create a barrier between you and your audience, making the content feel less approachable. The voice principle recommends using a natural human voice in your narration to enhance the learning experience. A friendly, engaging tone can help keep learners interested and make the content more memorable. Avoid using robotic or monotone voices, as they can make the content feel dull and impersonal, reducing its impact. Finally, the image principle. While it was once believed that including the speaker's image could be beneficial, it's now considered unnecessary in many cases. Prioritize clear, well organized content without feeling obligated to include the speaker's image. This approach allows learners to focus on the material itself, avoiding potential distractions from the main content. In summary, Meyer's 12 Principles of Multimedia Design guides us in creating content that's clear, engaging, and effective. By following these principles and applying the do's and don'ts, you can ensure your content is not only informative but also impactful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on multimedia design.